What's going on? How's everybody doing tonight? Been a rough couple weeks. I've been having some technical issues as far as the show. Hope to have all that worked out. Um, Plan on being on the air every Wednesday night as scheduled. Tonight we got an open forum. You know, they say this is freedom of speech week. You can say pretty much anything you want to say. So, I'm welcoming everybody to call in tonight. Say what they want to say, anything that's on your mind. I got my man Hank Davis from Icon calling in, talk about some events that are going on with his organization, as well as some collaborations with M.A.D. I got a M.A.D update coming up, before the end of the show tonight. Pretty much just a freelance show tonight. Like I say, this Freedom of Speech Week. So all are welcome to call in, say anything that's on your mind. I want to encourage everybody who has small children to come out this Saturday. He said rain, sleet, shine, whatever. Come to my man Leonard Davis's greenhouse over on Iroquois. I had an exact address before the end of the show, but we want to encourage all those who have little ones to bring them out for just a safe environment for Halloween. Let the kids have some fun, in a safe environment where you don't have to worry about anything happening to them. You don't have to worry about anybody doing crazy things to the candy or anything like that. It's just something in the community where, the kids can just come be kids. So, like I say, tonight, my man Hank Davis from Icon is supposed to be calling in, waiting on that. And like I say, anything anybody has on their mind, they're welcome to call in and talk about it. In the upcoming weeks, I think maybe next week, the East Cleveland election, the general election in East Cleveland is November 5th. So I believe that I am going to have a couple of the gentlemen who are running for East Cleveland City Council calling in and being guests on the show, as well as some of the other candidates who are running for school board, who are running for the positions on the school board. They should be calling in as well. I want to say what's up to my man Humble Power. I see you in the chat room as always. What's happening, my man? Say what's up to you and yours. I ain't seen my boys in a minute. I know we ain't been out there doing the cleanups, every single week like we started out. But we got some good events coming up, and we'll be discussing a lot of those on the show today. So, like I said, anything anybody wants to say, like I said, it's Freedom of Speech Week. You're welcome to call in. Let me go ahead and give my man Hank a call. I think he was supposed to call in about this time. Let me give him a call and see if he was ready to discuss some of the things that we were talking about earlier. Hold on one second.
Please leave your message for
Okay, well, Hank must not be ready. All right. A couple other things that I'm going to talk about until we get the callers in tonight. I want to talk a little bit about M.A.D. And I want to talk about the direction that I see M.A.D. going in. Earlier today, I was able to talk to Art McCoy for a few minutes. And I was able to express to him some of my personal sentiments as far as how I feel that, it's no secret. Everybody knows that I don't believe in marching and singing old Negro spirituals. I always, advocate action. I believe that action speaks much louder than words. So I was able to talk to Art McCoy earlier today, and I think that it's a cycle. Whereas when Art was my age, he may have felt the same way I feel as far as getting out here, pushing the envelope, and demanding action. But I guess the older we all get, the wiser we all get. And, make no doubt about it, different people may have different opinions about Art McCoy now. But I personally believe that in the beginning, Art had that same fire about change, about making our communities what we feel that they're supposed to be. I feel that he had that same passion and fire. He has endured many things out here in the streets that I hope a lot of us never have to endure. But he did. He's still here. But when I talked to him today, he basically agreed to help M.A.D, myself, any way that he possibly could. And I thought that was a tremendous step in as far as bridging the gap between my generation and the generation before us. Now, we have to start working on bridging that gap with the generation that's younger than us. I'm not sure if we will ever always be 100% on the same page, but I believe that we can all work together. So we got my man Kenneth Shareef just texted me, said he's about to be calling in. So we'll have him on the air very shortly as soon as he calls in. But I'm also calling out to all the different organizations, and I wish that all of the different organizations would be able to get on the same page. I'm not saying we have to agree with everything 100%, but we can all agree to work together. I think that's very important as far as actually getting something done. I've been attending different meetings around the city. Some things I'm hearing I agree with, some things I'm hearing I don't agree with. One of the things that I do not agree with is this. I was at a meeting. A particular lady was saying how in the East Cleveland primary election, many residents were not aware that there was even a primary election going on. Now, a lot of people are quick to blame City Hall. They blame the TV, but the reality is we had to blame ourselves for that. It's our job to educate ourselves. It's our job to know what is going on. That is the reason that many black folks are in the position that we are in now in life, is because we're waiting on somebody else to educate us. We're waiting on somebody to tell us what's going on, and the only information that's trickling down to us is what they want us to know to keep us oppressed, to keep us in the positions that we are in now. So we have to start stepping everything up. We have to start taking things upon ourselves instead of waiting on the politicians to do stuff for us, instead of waiting on a different organization to come do stuff for us. We have to take control. Basically, we have to take control of our own destinies. Me personally, I don't believe that anybody can control my destiny in life. I believe that I am going to do what I'm going to do, but in the process of that, I'm going to be as educated about different situations as I can possibly be. Don't get me wrong. I still got that button that I hit whenever I feel the need to hit that button. But for the most part, I'm learning as I get older that the more well and thought out the plan is, the better the results are. So I would like for everybody, especially those in the city of East Cleveland, to start paying more attention. All right, hold on. We got my man Kenneth Shareef calling in now. Hold on 1 second.
Awesome. Kenneth Shareef. To accept, press 1. To send a voice.
What's up, Kenneth? I got you live on the air tonight. What's happening?
All right, bro. I just wanted to sound off. There's a lot of stuff going on with us. You got me on here now?
Yeah, you on the air now? Go ahead.
Okay, there's a little bit of delay. Yeah, there's like a lot of things going on. I just wanted to make some of the things we talk about M.A.D. and everything that's going on behind the scenes. I had a few ideas for we definitely have to attack that main goal about who's putting back into the community. And I believe East Cleveland is a perfect model for like the whole world, actually, if you really look at it.
Right.
To really change something from a grassroots effort, because it's the perfect platform to change things over and then have a model copied throughout the country, community, world, what have you. If you don't think big, then you'll never achieve any goals that's worth anything, as far as I'm concerned.
No doubt.
So I know one of my main goals is like, as far as the Arabs in the community is a problem, and then you could poll any person in the black community around a certain demographic that the Arabs is a problem. So we steadily keeping them there, steadily feeding them, steadily consuming their goods, and so it made a lot of sense when you said, hey, we got to replace this with something. If we're gonna ask them to leave, well, not ask them, boycott, what have you, and then force them economically, monetarily to leave, then we need to have something in its place. And I was talking more around an idea about a community co-op grocery store where the community owns the store, where they can invest. You might have $100 investment, $50 investment, and they, we build a grocery store there. And I've seen pretty much a lot of prime locations all over the city, bro.
Okay.
That we can implement this. But I just want to throw that out there for us. Also, I want to throw out, as far as solution oriented, people always talking about revolution, but do you have any solution? How we gonna get this off the ground? So I just want to put up there. I know Hank is probably calling in, Leonard, all the brothers that's been consistent. They have a lot of ideas, and it's a great team, dream team, if you will. To really push something substantial and grow it in that community, and use it as a sounding board or a beacon, a light, and darkness. Man, everybody want to castigate East Cleveland and tell you about the negatives, but there are positives, and we can use this as a big positive. I just see so many models, economic models, cultural models, to develop, this region, and then have it spread through the community as a shining example. But it's gonna take time, it's gonna take effort, it's gonna take planning, it's gonna take a lot. But it can be done.
No doubt.
And, go ahead,
No, no, I was gonna say if I didn't believe it could be done, if none of us believed it could be done, we wouldn't be doing the things out here that we trying to do. So
exactly. I want.
Go ahead.
Yeah, but exactly. I want you 100%. It's not that sometimes you got to speak it into existence too. But I wanted to chime on the one. Also, another thing when we were discussing. I think I lost my train of thought real quick. About you was talking about everything that was going on with art. And there's a lot of politicians out here. I want to throw out a few names like Bashir. I got my eye on him. Nina on a national level is somebody we should be looking at, and then we have the people like exactly that's grassroots with us that we need to be involved with. Far as where we're moving politically, there is a political component to M.A.D. If I'm understanding that correctly, as we proceed forward, and there's we try to eliminate those thieves out of our out of our midst. Let's keep it real, like it's a thievery, and that's the main problem with a lot of these politicians. They don't give back. They want to take, but they don't want to give back. So they want to hide, and they want to use all this rhetoric, jargon, double speak. What I'm saying, to talk over people's heads. People who aren't as savvy for as politically don't understand what's going on. All they understand is how far their dollars gonna stretch.
Right.
They don't understand. When you sign a law, when you sign this a bill into a law or what have you, how it affects their daily lives. They face government shutdown. I was laughing. There was no government shutdown. You went out on the street, they had shut you down.
No doubt.
There wasn't no government shutdown. That was just a ploy to keep the screws on the proletariat. That word meaning labor force. So they had had them feel the pain so that they would snap at the master's finger. When the master snapped, and they snapped a little faster. Y'all got a little too big for y'all britches. So they told them, we're gonna take them down and say, shut the government down. Don't hurt everybody. It's not hurting them. The fools running around there with 6-7 figures salary. They was already millionaires when they came into Congress. So they don't really give a shit about. Excuse my language. They don't care about us. I get heated sometimes with all this buffoonery going on in the world, man. So I do apologize to the public who's listening. We have to take that down, but they don't. They don't care. They don't care if you're starving. They don't care anything about you. So we're not about that. We're not about getting behind these politicians that just want to run their mouth and not really put back to the community. So I got my eye on a few cats because Bashir was doing the same thing he was doing for some point, and they kicked him off the radio show. You know what I'm saying?
Oh, yeah.
If you remember. Yeah, Bashir had a radio show, was jumping. He was all the way revolutionary. Now, I got my eye on him. I hit him up a couple of times. Like, I hope you get on the radio that's out here politicking. He's like, just pray for me. I'm like, okay, well, we gonna see. And Nina, I give Nina her credit because Nina is telling, there was a couple of punches I just, look at or really trying to put back. There's more, we need to get involved with. But Nina is trying, on the voter side of what we was trying to do. We know, you were just about to explain it, right? With the brothers and sisters in East Cleveland weren't even aware of the primary.
Right.
Nina was on the side. Nina is on the side of voter registration rights. She's running for Secretary of State of the state of Ohio. So right now, I think it's Houston that's in there. He's a Republican. And they don't care. They're trying to get all these voter ID fake Republican employees to keep people out of the voting game because they got creamed the last 2 times. So that's what that is. So we need to get that straight. With people that's gonna be true to the public. Now they always have their agendas, but we gotta get as close as we can to ours. We gotta get with a couple of them that's close to ours. But we, like you said, you wouldn't be in it if you didn't believe in it. Well, I believe. Thanks for letting me rant for it. But
No. You ain't ranting. It's cool. No, it's cool. I'm gonna go back to when you first started. It was I was fortunate enough last week to sit down with a gentleman that I have a lot of respect for, Mr. Muhammad here in East Cleveland, and he actually enlightened me to a lot of different things pertaining to how a lot of the Arabs even got to all black communities in the first place. And
Right.
we automatically assume that they came here with all this money because their families had money, but that is not the case. The reality is, in parts of the Middle East, it was the Jews who were trying to get the Arabs out of there. That actually, because at one time, a lot of the Jewish people owned much of the property in the ghettos in black communities, and what they did was, basically, it was many Jewish people who set up the Arabs here in our communities as business owners to get them out of their communities, And I'm just saying, when you think about the total dynamics of it, it's kind of crazy that we keep allowing ourselves to be at the bottom of the food chain.
Yeah, it's ridiculous. We have a purchasing power of $1 trillion and counting in the United States of America. You could pull us out. We'll be in the G8, 20, between the 8 and the 20 probably, one of the wealthiest nations in the world. If we just pull the black population, which is approximately 40 million people at this point. You know what I'm saying? So, it's not because we haven't, it's time for us to take the reins back, but it hasn't been because we haven't done anything. It's because a lot of things have been set up systematic or systemic pressure has been put to tear down a lot of foundations that were built, over the years, over even the 400 years that have been, to this point. So I'm not pointing the finger, but it wasn't because it's not just because of apathy and people just, fall asleep. It's just that there are actually obstacles actually set up. I mean, it's blatantly obvious, for us. It's just total. I mean, it's amazing that we proliferated this much, or it's like lived and survived to this 240 million. You know what I'm saying? Because it should have been even more people. Technically, if you look at the way population growth goes, done everything to keep our populations at bay. We still have a high mortality rate even to this day in this country, and then the Latinos have caught up with it. And it's not like a race thing. I'm just putting out numbers just to kind of give an idea of what they've actually done and what they're still doing. To kind of lull or keep the population growth at bay. You know what I'm saying? Because it's 200 million Caucasian people. So how did that happen? There's certain reasons, and I don't want to get too deep, but we have to really sometimes dig and see what like you was breaking it down, how the Arabs and the Jews had infiltrated, and they moved them out of theirs and put them in ours, But we have to actually overcome we have to really sit back and look at some of the devices they've used and actually circumvent them. You know what I mean?
See,
they're extremely covert.
See, and you're right. They're super covert, and that's the problem right there. I think the problem with some black folks is we will not believe the truth. I made a statement one time that black folks will always believe the unbelievable. And
I remember you saying that one.
Right, I'm saying I can have 3 beans and I can tell you, look, man, I got 3 magic beans. I normally sell them for $3,000, but for you, I'm gonna give them you for $1,500. You plant them in your backyard, they're gonna grow. You climb the beanstalk and go find the hen that lay the golden eggs, and you, oh wow, for real, yeah, and they'll go for that. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, especially persuasion and telling them that. I mean, if we tell them we got 3 beans, they were like, man, get out of here,
Right.
They tell them.
Right, and it has to come a time where, I believe that we as black folks, we keep ourselves vulnerable. We keep ourselves vulnerable through the use of drugs, through the use of alcohol. When you go out to any of those rich suburban, predominantly white communities, you don't see all of these liquor stores.
No, that was I bet you in my brain right now, man, because that was one of my points too. Go ahead, you hit on something. I'm gonna smile when you finish.
Right, I'm saying you don't have the neighborhood weed man on speed dial out there. You know what I'm saying? That's just crazy.
Yeah.
But the thing is, we have to step up and help ourselves before
That's
anybody
the
else to help.
accountability part. Yeah, that's the accountability part. But man, I done seen so much documentation, man. I mean, Obama's top advisor asked him to do some documents. And I want to put out there, we need to start just educating, and use these forums, man, as much as we can. I don't know how many brothers and sisters is listening, but, I know Humble be on it, you know what I'm saying? I see him.
No doubt.
And yourself, but, I'll send you the one document, man. Obama's, man, his top foreign advisor, who used to be the security advisor for Jimmy Carter, you would think, oh, he's a lefty liberal, he's down for the cause, man, Polish Jew, man. He knew Brzezinski, man, he was like intricately involved with the oppression of black people, even not only in America, but the connection to the whole diaspora of Africa. You feel what I'm saying? Like, not only on a grassroots, like this thing is like we started grassroots, but this thing is so systemic, it's unbelievable at times, But it's not something that we can overcome. It's not something we can't overcome because of what's in that. When you come from the earth, man, and you the first one to walk it and civilize the whole world, you still carry that within you. So we never without our grandeur. You know what I'm saying? Like we are who we are. So the thing is, we need to know what we're dealing with. A lot of these brothers, man, all the way from how J. Edgar did, King and Malcolm and everybody, and Medgar, and then the whole Panther Party, the whole thing, man. We losing grips on that. Like we the last really generation. When you look at it, though, Tom, we like the last generation to really teach this back, because we can't even run it back to our kids. Hey, man, so inundated, man. You ask them what's the lyrics, the Lil Wayne's new song, or somebody, whatever the big rapper is at the time, whatever. They'll regurgitate that, but you tell them, who started the Black Panther Party, who was involved with, the first black university, any information, pertinent information in our community. They had a loss, man, but you ask, first president of the United States, supposedly, they'll kick that stuff back. So we got to start pressing upon, that portion, a lot of things, and breaking down what they actually done, so we can go around these obstacles, because it's definitely in place. Because they're sending out the pounds out there before they even send anybody. You know what I'm saying? They don't send somebody look just like us, infiltrate, do the, what I'm saying, and then try to uproot and destroy us from within. Man, I think that's their main tactic. So now I guess they feel like we so discombobulated today. They don't even no need anymore. But we gotta keep building. Whoever want to build with us, it's inclusive. But you got to see who is real,
Now that's another thing too that's going on in our communities on a regular basis. We have so many M.A.D infiltration type informants living amongst us.
Yeah, true.
And I've been looking on the news recently at all the different drug busts. And my philosophy on that is, when I'm talking to the youngsters, I cannot tell somebody not to do whatever it takes to feed your family unless I can offer them an alternative remedy to make money. But the mindset of being a professional drug dealer has to change. There's no such thing as a successful black drug dealer. I don't know anybody other than an informant who is successful selling drugs for 50 years.
They was making that designer for a minute, with American Gangster, Frank, the last name, Frank, Denzel played. There was a real guy,
Frank Lucas.
He was Lucas. He was, they was putting on the American Gangster or whatever. He was on BET for a minute. Like the reality shows or whatever, documentaries. They were glorifying it, man. All them cats was snitches, man.
Exactly.
Look at them. they throw their community out, and then they snitch on everybody. And then oh, he's gangster, you know, and people were conspiring, you know, they run around, you know, big meat, Larry Hoover. Like this dude, you know, these cats actually proliferated the downfall of the black community. Like, I don't understand how they can glorify that. I mean, you know what I'm saying? I'm not saying that I'm without sin or whatever, you know, but I'm saying you have to really look at what's going on, the bigger picture about how the imagery, you know, imagery is very important. People, the image you put out is extremely crucial moving forward on any type of platform. You know, a lot of people, like what's real, what's not real. Real is what, like you said, your actions. Your actions will dictate. You know, like everybody's like, keep it real. What is real? Well, real is what your actions show.
Right.
You know.
I'm gonna tell you too. I think one of the worst things that ever happened to black folks, and I know it's gonna be a lot of people that might take offense to what I'm about to say, but I think the absolute worst thing that ever happened to black folks is belief in the Bible.
Man,
that was.
You know, it's not the first game I actually heard say that. You know what I'm saying? When I was growing up as a young cat, like to hear somebody, you know, I was in the nation, and people were saying, you know, they was calling churches ice houses. It always felt like it was just religion against, you know, a white guy they was throwing out there, which was wrong. You know, the image again goes back to imagery. And I think the stuff I want to make a point is that I fully agree. And like Desmond Tutu said the same. You know, we did the land in Africa. Next, even though they came with the Bible, and you know, we had a Bible and they had the land.
Right. See, and this is the other thing. You know, I spoke on this maybe a year or so ago, and I'm saying the greatest trick ever was not white folks telling us about the Bible and Jesus. It was white folks' ancestors teaching our ancestors, who in turn taught us and passed it. It didn't come from them. It came from our own. And the thing is, nowadays, you know, I get into a lot of different debates about religion sometimes, but the one point that I try to tell people is a person's belief in Jesus is a learned behavior. You know, and they disputed, no, you wrong, but you know, eventually reality has to come into play. And
I mean, when people knock it, it's like, Jesus, I don't think Jesus has any color possible, so why did they put that image out there that he was Caucasian in the first place? Well, I mean, it's straight up for yeah, but we all know, I mean, the brothers that's countries know the name, it was, you know, who commissioned that painting, and who that person actually is, that they've been passing down through the generations. And it's actually only 700 years they've been throwing that image down, actually, in reality. So people have no concept of history at times, and they just say, they said, whatever they taught me to learn behavior is definitely the most inner type, you know, I'm talking about like the psychological stuff, Carl Jung, Freudian, you know.
Right.
Like integral stuff like that's on the human psyche. I definitely believe that.
You know, like I said, I think that black folks, and let me clarify something, because this is one of the things that I've been learning recently. A lot of times I find myself in a position that I never thought I would be in. I never thought I would be out here doing the things in the community that I'm doing with M.A.D. If you had told me this just, you know, last year, I would have never believed it. But we have to learn to break all of the things that keep us enslaved. And it's not even about physical enslavement anymore, even though that still exists. But we basically volunteer for the physical enslavement. Um, it's the mental enslavement, whereas people do not see themselves as slaves. And I'm saying it's people that I talk to, and they say things, and like, for example, earlier this week, a lady basically told me I was a bum because I aspired to own my own business, and she felt proud because she goes to work for somebody else every single day and pays taxes. So I'm like, you proud to be a slave,
Man, you preaching to the choir, man. That's the whole Harriet Tubman. That's the whole Harriet Tubman quote where she said,
I could have freed 1,000 slaves.
Yeah. So they didn't know they were slaves.
Right. And
when I asked them, I said, my feelings, like, what you mean? Like, I'm getting right here with mine. That's the mentality. The same mentality is scary when I start looking back on some of these. I'm looking back on W.E.B. Du Bois and Harriet Tubman and Huey and Bobby Seale and all of them, man. And my friend she turned me on to Bobby Seale. She Caucasian. I keep it real. Like, I knew about Bobby Seale, but I didn't really start getting deep. On Bobby Seale, I knew Huey and Huey, and so it's you can learn. It don't matter where it's coming from. I felt like just because I'm educated, so to speak, and formally don't mean you got. I mean, the most educated, actually more things. The things I learned most was outside of the university, man.
Right.
Like, I've never learned what I learned, that really is more applicable to life than, what I've learned outside of a formal education. And people will bring you, throw you information, man. It'll behoove you to look because it's all game. So somebody's going to try to run something on you, but if you read something, you'll see that stuff coming a mile away. People like, nah, that happened. You know what I'm saying? Like, and it's sad as that's the affair was. We can't, man. We need, I always try to put a number on things. I'm like, man, I'm about to get out here. I mean, I'm willing to die for things, but if it's like only 200 people, they're going to wipe us off the map and never hear of us. But if it's like 2-3 million,
no doubt,
and we need to make a move, you know what I'm saying? So I'm always on, like, how can I get that 3 million with us? How can I get that 100 million with us? The whole world, you know what I'm saying? To really turn away from this. You know what? The shackles is the monetary system. Now, I keep on preaching the last days, man. How can you be doing something that don't even exist? You give it value, but I can't eat unless I have it. So you got me locked in too when I already know, it's not even imaginary. You know what I'm saying? The feds, all this is a game, man. They just keep playing it with this monopoly money. It's not based on anything. We got, people killing, stealing, turning against their families and whatever for it. It's not even real. They didn't even go make this paper. Yeah, I need an income, but I know this stuff is not real. Unless I have my people with me, I don't have any power. And that's what is on our statement, the new statement. I thought, like, the power of the people. We try to, get rid of the people in power.
No doubt.
The people in power.
No doubt. I got you.
Well, yeah, we gotta tap into the proletariat. I'm gonna use these words or whatever, and all that is just a fancy word, fancy French Latin word for the labor force, the people who really put in work. You know what I'm saying? All these other people was on the back. They've been jumping on the backbone. I like what you said the other day. I seen a post you said, you talking about, they talking about going back to Africa. I'm like, I don't know, food can put their mouth together and try to tell anybody to go back anywhere. They all immigrants like everybody else. You got native blood, which probably me and you carry, most likely do. I know I do. Most African Americans do. You're not native, and you don't have no holler about anything. You know what I'm saying? Like, your country you stole and then built it up on the backbone of every group. Other than something that took credit for it. Like they always been taking credit for things.
No doubt. Hold on, Kenneth. It's almost time for me to get up out of here.
Okay, yeah.
All right.
So I got along with it, but hey, I got my freedom with the y'all.
No doubt.
Saturday if I don't see you go there.
Okay, I appreciate you calling in tonight. I'm gonna just make a couple more announcements before I get off the air. But I will see you Saturday for sure. If I don't see you before then, I really appreciate you calling in tonight.
Okay.
All right, talk to you soon. All right. That was my man Kenneth Shareef that called in tonight. Appreciate his call. Like I said, this Saturday, I'm looking forward to seeing as many people as possible. If you got your little ones, come on over to the Haunted Greenhouse, the Haunted Garden, at my man Leonard Davis' spot over on Iroquois. Also, I will be attending most of the meetings leading up to the November 5th election in the city of East Cleveland. This Saturday, I will be stopping through, I forget the name of the church. It's right up here on Hayden, right next to Moe's Tires, where everybody that's running for city council in the city of East Cleveland, they will be up there. It's not a debate, it's just a forum. So I'll be up there, getting to know them, letting them get to know me. Once again, I appreciate everybody that tuned in tonight, everybody that's going to watch the show during the course of the week. Next week, I'll be back to the regularly scheduled day. I'll be back on next Wednesday. So, I got some very important shows coming up. Some shows that are going to be kind of controversial to some, but they'll be very real to others. So, until next Wednesday, everybody stay safe. Peace.